Hi, I'm Sheila Scarborough. I'm a writer, and this is part 3 of a series on inexpensive travel souvenirs. We've had a lot of fun in the first 2 videos in the series with regard to unusual yet inexpensive things that you can get as a remembrance from your travels. We've talked about unique items. We've also talked about the usual coffee mug t-shirt item, which if you're careful and do some digging, you can make unusual as well. For part 3 in the series, I'm going to take you on a quick trip around my house, some of the items that I've gotten on my travels, and hopefully give you some ideas for places to poke around when you go out on your travels to find those travel souvenirs that are fun. So let's get started. When it comes to travel souvenirs, inexpensive travel souvenirs, one place that has never disappointed me is local hardware stores, particularly the sign section. This particular sign, which says, "Please always keep clean," is ironically hanging in my kitchen, which is, let's just say I don't always get around to keeping it clean. The language above the English is Thai, and I found that in a Thai hardware store in the sign section. And it reminds me of Thailand, makes me smile, and also reminds me that I really ought to focus more on housekeeping every once in a while. So take a look at your hardware store, especially the sign section. You'll find all kinds of interesting things there when you go to another country. This is my refrigerator, and yes, I know you interior decorators will be absolutely appalled, but it is covered in fridge magnets. They're inexpensive, they're fun, and you can find them all over the world. You can even find fridge magnets in Helsinki, of all places, Japan, Greenwich, Miami South Beach. There's a little 3D guy, Yeoman Warder. Istanbul, Turkey. This one kind of got smushed. This is Copenhagen. It got a little bit cracked here, as you can see. We had a tree limb come through our kitchen ceiling and roof in Florida during a hurricane, and it missed the refrigerator, but it went right in front of the refrigerator and smashed some of my fridge magnets. I'm not sure what I was more upset about, the hole in the ceiling or my busted fridge magnets, but we got that one. My husband glued that one back together. Got a little Australia going on. We've got requisite Disney souvenirs. I've got 2 kids, but at least it's Disneyland Paris, so that's okay. And then one from Walt Disney World, a little Hong Kong, little 3D sushi. We got a little Cannery Row from Monterey, California. Another 3D one. There's a lot of those lately. This one's from Rotterdam. An interesting one of the Eiffel Tower, and I put that next to this one that I just love, this photograph taken during the building of the Eiffel Tower. We've got the requisite "I love you" and assorted kid art on the refrigerator, but I also have Lukenbach, Texas, well represented. Adair, Ireland. We've got some little shoes from the Netherlands. We've got a little guitar from the Delta Blues Museum. We've got Hard Rock Cafe. Hey, I got a teenager. What can I say? At least it's from Amsterdam. I also drug her to Elvis's home in Graceland. A little bit hard to see, but hey, if you're going to go to Graceland, you might as well get a fridge magnet and go all the way. Amazing church, the Dom in Cologne. And we got a little Japanese action going there. I picked this up. Many of you parents will recognize Pokemon, of course. Homosassa Springs in Florida, where you can see the manatees. And then I also enjoyed just picking up advertising flyers. This is something I grabbed in Japan, just a little freebie, got a little torn up, but it's for an upcoming sumo wrestling tournament. And when I saw that, I just had to go for that for a place of honor on the refrigerator. So refrigerator magnets, not a problem at all to find all over the world. If you get lucky, you get a really relevant one. This one has kanji saying "success in an examination." I got that one for my teenager. This is a shelf of largely food items. A little tea from a place in London. A box of special curry from Yokohama in Japan. I thought that was a really neat graphic on the box. These are various kinds of medications that I got in Hong Kong department store that I thought the boxes were just gorgeous. And so I got them, and then I put this shelf on the wall to kind of hold them up. These are throat tablets of some sort. This is a special kind of herb tea from the Pharmacy of Santa Maria Novella in Florence. A really neat place to go if you ever have a chance. And Angelina's chocolate in Paris. Really some yummy stuff there. Kind of buy one and then eat that and then keep the other one. And this is some Japanese candy that came in a tin that I thought was really nifty. I think they're cookies. I like the guy there. He looked like me on coffee. And then finally, also traditional curry in Yokosuka, which is obviously a big Navy area there in Japan. There's a U.S. naval base there and a Japanese maritime self-defense force base as well. And so I particularly liked the graphics on that curry box. Consider toy stores in your travels for inexpensive souvenirs. This is a child's jigsaw puzzle from Norway that has, of course, you know, the Viking ships and all that good stuff, Bergen and the Trondheim Cathedral. And in fact, I love this so much that I gave it to my son, but he was really too young for it, and so I've never unwrapped it because I don't want to lose any of the pieces. But it was inexpensive, and if I wasn't so pernickety, we'd probably have unwrapped it and lost a few pieces by now. But in the meantime, it was a good, inexpensive travel souvenir. This is a poster that I got during a street festival event. Some dancers in Tokyo were just out hooping up one of the summer festivals, and they were handing out these really cool posters, bright colors. Loved it. And one woman just kind of held one out to me, asked if I wanted it, and sure. Didn't cost me anything. That's the best kind of inexpensive souvenir. Here's an idea. Movie posters. Got this one, Pirates of the Caribbean, at a movie and toy shop in Nakano Broadway in a suburb of Tokyo. I thought the kanji looked wonderful, and my kids, I guess the whole family likes Pirates of the Caribbean. So when I saw this, I said, well, I'll get this for the kids. And then I really scored, pardon the fishmobile here, I really scored when I found a Japanese Harry Potter movie poster. That was a big winner, and I loved the script there. And again, the poster was not all that expensive, so as soon as I saw a Japanese version of Harry Potter, had to get that. This is one of the more unusual items from my travels. This is an umbrella, fabric umbrella from Bali, and it's kind of dominates the room. So if you're going to get big things like this, yes, it was relatively inexpensive, but boy, it was the devil trying to transport it back to the U.S. It used to be longer than that, actually, and I cut off part of the bottom. I'm sorry, I had to be able to transport it. But I loved the elaborate decoration. I loved the fringe. I loved the gold color. And you can collapse the umbrella part of it. You just go up under here, and there's this wooden stick item that you can pull out of the hole there, and then the whole umbrella will collapse so that you can carry it more easily. I saw these umbrellas everywhere in Bali over shrines outside of homes and businesses, and it sure does dominate a living room, but if you like your travel souvenir, you don't mind that. That's it for part 3 and the series on inexpensive travel souvenirs. Thanks very much for joining me. Hope you got something out of it. I'll leave you with one more story when it comes to buying those remembrances of places where you visit. Be aware that the language barrier can sometimes cause you to do rather interesting things with your souvenir buying. This t-shirt is a case in point. I got it in Japan. I liked it. I don't read kanji. I didn't really know what the design said. It's kind of got a trumpet with a swirly thing on it, and I just thought it looked neat, so I got it as a fun thing to get from my time in Japan. On my way out of the country, I was in a small pharmacy section of a little shop in the airport in Tokyo. poking around at different medications just because the boxes looked interesting. And lo and behold, I came upon a box that looked exactly like this t-shirt in the pharmacy section. So I asked the woman, who I don't really speak very much Japanese and she didn't speak very much English, but I kind of said, you know, what's this stuff? And essentially between the two of us, she said it was for, I believe, stomach ailments and diarrhea. So I'm wearing my stomach ailment diarrhea Japanese t-shirt, which, unless you know, it just kind of looks like an interesting t-shirt. You have no idea that I'm walking around advertising stomach products, but I wear it anyway. I don't care. I think it's just sort of part of the fun of shopping for travel souvenirs. But be aware that when you get something that you really don't know what it says, you might want to try to find someone who is a speaker of the language to get a little bit of interpretation for you before you're like me and you're walking around being a diarrhea advertisement. Thanks very much for joining me on this series of 3 videos about inexpensive travel souvenirs.